last Friday I did not get the chance to do a live and read the Bible pages, so today I'll be reading the Bible pages. Even though someone might not join and nobody might not join, it's okay because as long as I get spread the word of God and someone at least watches it after, I'm actually okay with it. And today we are reading the Bible pages 13 through 15. And if you do need me to speak up, like where I haven't done this for a few days, I don't know how loud I'm going to speak now, so if I do need to speak louder, please let me know in the comments. And I forgot last time, but well, I think I forgot to show you all what we were doing last time, but this is the Bible that I'm reading. And as you all can see, I do have this to keep me on track. And I do have some water if I do if I do need it. Since I and plus, for those who do not watch my lives normally, I do mess up on them. Like, I could be reading and then I could get confused on where I'm at. Like, look at all the words in this. So you may now know why I do get confused a lot, because there's a lot of words in this. Anyways, let's start, shall we? And welcome to the person who just joined. Anyways, sorry I couldn't post or anything last Friday because I couldn't really do that at all because I had to be somewhere. So this time I'm actually gonna post this stuff today. Anyways, that's okay. I have one of that and it is really hard. I'm glad it is okay for you, Amethyst. I don't really know how to say your name though. So I feel like my hair is just a little bit bushy, but it's okay. Because yeah. So we're gonna start this. Okay, something was in my throat for a second. I'm sorry. I just finished eating, so. Two nations are in your womb, two people shall be separated. Oh man, I started on 12. Oh, hi Zoe! Glad you joined. And last time, I could not post for specific reasons like last Friday because of the fact that I was busy because I had to be somewhere and I was gone all day. Plus, you might see me lean back because my back might end up starting to hurt. So yeah. Now, if you don't know Zoe, we're gonna be starting on we're gonna be reading pages 13 and we're gonna stop on page 15. Anyways, I'm gonna start now. The savory food and bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. So he went to his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please arise, sit, and eat of my gain, that your soul may bless me." And Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?" And he said, "Because the Lord your God brought it to me." Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come near, that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not." So Jacob went near Isaac his father. He felt him and said, "The voice of Jacob's voice, but the hands are in the hands of Esau." He did not recognize him, but his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. Then he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" He said, "I am." He said, "Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's gain, so that my soul may bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate and brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come near now and kiss me, son." And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his clothing and blessed him, and said, "Surely the smell of my son is like the smell of a field, which the Lord has blessed. Therefore may God give you of a few days of heaven, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let peoples serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brethren, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be those who bless you. Esau's lost hope. Now it happened as soon as Isaac finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also has he also had made savory food and brought it to his father, and said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat of the son's game, that your soul may bless me." And his father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" So he said, "I am your son, your firstborn Esau." Then Isaac trembled exceedingly and said, Where is the one who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate all of it before you came, and I have blessed him, and indeed he shall be blessed." When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me also, O my father." But he said, "Your brother came with deceit and has taken away your blessing." And Esau said, "Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now look, he has taken away my blessing." And he said, "Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" Then Isaac answered and said to Esau, "Indeed, I have made him your master, and all his brethren I have given to him as servants, with gain and wine. I have sustained him. What shall I do now for you, my son?" And Esau said to his father, "Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me. Let, well, bless me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Then Isaac his father answered and said to him, "Behold, your dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth." Um, okay, I found where I was. I'm sorry. "And of the dew of heaven from above, by your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass when you are restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck." Jacob escapes from Esau. So Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, "These days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." And the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. So she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, "Surely your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you by intending to kill you. Therefore, my son, obey my voice. Arise, flee to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him for a few days until your brother returns away. Until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him, then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved?" I think that's how you pronounce it. "Also of you both in one day." And Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth, like these who are the daughters of the land, what good will my life be to me?" Then Isaac called to Jacob and blessed him, and charged him, and said to him, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Paddan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take yourself a wife from there. of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. But may God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may be an assembly the of peoples, and give you the blessing of Abraham to you and your descendants with you, that you may inherit the land in which you are a stranger, which God gave to Abraham. So Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram to Laban, the sons of Bethuel, the Saram, the brothers of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take himself a wife from there, and that as he blessed him and gave him a charge, saying, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan," and that Jacob had obeyed his father, and his mother had well, and his mother and had gone to Padan Aram, and Esau thought that the daughters of Canaan did not please his father Isaac. So Esau went to Ishmael and took Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, I think that's how you pronounce it, to be his wife in addition to the wives he had. Now Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran, so he came to a certain place and stayed there all night because the sun had set. And he took one of the stones of that place and put it at his head, and he laid down. And he lay down in that place to sleep. Then he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and its top reached to heaven, and there the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, "I am the Lord God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land which the land on which you lie, I will give to you and your descendants. Also your descendants shall be as the dust of the earth. You shall spread abroad the west and east, to the north and the south, and in your seed all families of the earth shall be blessed. Behold, bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have spoken to you." Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and is the gate of heaven." Then Jacob rose early in the morning and took the stone and that he had put on at his head and set it as a pillar and poured oil on top of it. And he said the name that place Bethel, but the name of the city had been Luz previously. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, "If God will be with me and keep me in this way that I am going, and give me the bread to eat, and clothing to put on, so that I will come back to my father's house." Now we are going to page 14. I'm gonna quickly get some water real quick so that my voice don't go weird or anything while I'm reading. Anyways, we are at page 14 if none of you all noticed. And even if one person is on here, it's okay because people can go over this again. And now we are going to be reading 2 more pages and then we'll be done. And tomorrow I'll do 16 through 18. In peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And the stone which thou hast set as a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I'll surely give a tenth to you. So Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the people of the east. And he looked and saw a well in the field, and behold, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by. For out of the well they watered the flocks. A large stone was on the well's mouth, and now all the flocks would be gathered there, and they would roll the stone from the well's mouth, water the sheep, and put the stone back in its place on the well's mouth. Jacob said to them, My brethren, where are you from? And they said, We are from Haran. Then he said to them, Do you know where Laban, the son of Nahor? Well, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? Not know where. I think I said where. And they said, We do. Well, we know him. So he said to them, Is he well? And they said, He is well, and look, his daughter Rachel is coming with the sheep. Then he said, Look, it is still high day, and, it is not time for the cattle to be gathered together. Water the sheep, and go feed them. But they said, We cannot until all the flocks are gathered together, and they have rolled the stone from the well's mouth. And we water the sheep. Now while he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was shepherdess, I think that's how you pronounce it. Came with her father's sheep. Oh wait, I read that line, I'm sorry. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, I read that one. Oh wait, never mind. His mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban. His voice wept, and Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's relative and that he was Rebekah's son, so she ran and told her father. Then it came to pass when Laban heard the report about Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. So he told Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, Surely you are my bone and flesh. And he stayed with him for a month. Then Laban said to Jacob, Because you are my relative, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me what should your wages be. Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah. The name of the younger was Rachel. Leah's eyes were delicate, but Rachel was beautiful of form and appearance. Now Jacob loved Rachel, so he said, I will serve you 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter. And Laban said, It is better that I give her to you than that I should give her to another man. Stay with me. So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed only a few days to him because of the love he had for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. Now it came to pass in the evening he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. And Laban gave his maid Zilpah to his daughter Leah as a maid. So it came to pass in the morning, behold, it was Leah, and he said to Leah, What is this you have done to me? Was it for was it not for Rachel that I served you? Why then you have deceived me? And Laban said, It must not be done so in our country. To give the younger before the firstborn will fill her weak. and we will give you this one also for service, which you will serve with me still another 7 years. Then Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, so he gave him his daughter Rachel as a wife also. And Laban gave his maid Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as a maid. Then Jacob also went into Rachel, and he also loved Rachel more than Leah, and he served Laban still another 7 years. Now we are on the other half of page 14. When the Lord saw Leah was unloved, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. So Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben. I think that's how you pronounce it. For she said, "The Lord has surely looked on my affection. Now therefore my husband will love me." Then she conceived again and bore a son, and said, "Because the Lord has heard I am unloved, he has therefore given me the son also." And she called his name Simon. She conceived again and bore a son, and said, "Now this time my husband will become attached to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore his name was called Levi." She conceived again and bore a son, and said, "I will now I will praise the Lord." Therefore she called his name Judah. Then she stopped bearing. Now when Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, Rachel invited her sister and said to Jacob, "Give me children, or else I die." And Jacob's anger arose against Rachel, and he said, "I am in the place of God, who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb." So she said, "Here's my maid Bilhah. Go into her, and she will bear a child on my knees, that I also may have children by her." Then she gave him Bilhah, her maid, as wife, and Jacob went into her, and Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. Then Rachel said, "God has judged my case, and he has also heard my voice and given me a son." Therefore she called his name Dan, and Rachel's maid Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. Then Rachel said, "With great wrestlings I have wrestled with my sister, and indeed I have prevailed." So she called his name Naphtali. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, my voice is like getting a little weird right now, so if I do have voice cracks, ignore it, please. When Leah saw that she stopped bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her to Jacob as a wife. And Leah's maid Zilpah bore a son Jacob. Then Leah said, bore Jacob a son. I'm sorry. Then Leah said, "A troop comes," so she called his name Gad. And Leah's maid Zilpah bore Jacob a second son. Then Leah said, "I am happy, for the daughters will call me blessed." So she called his name Asher. Now Reuben, I think that's how you pronounce it, went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of her son's mandrakes." But she said to her, "Is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes also?" And Rachel said, "Therefore he will lie with you tonight for your son's mandrakes." When Jacob came out of the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, "You must come in to me, for I have surely hired you with my son's mandrakes." And he lay with her that night. And God listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. Leah said, "God has given me my wages." because I have given my maid to my husband, she called his name Issachar. Then Leah conceived again and bore Jacob a sixth son. And Leah said, God has endowed me with good endowment. Now my husband will dwell with me because I have borne him six sons. So she called his Zebulun. Afterward she bore a daughter, and her name was Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her and opened her womb. And she conceived and bore a son, and said, God has taken away my reproach. So she called his name Joseph, and said, the Lord shall add to me another son. And it came to pass when Rachel had born Joseph that Jacob said to Laban, send me away that I may go to my own place and to and to my country. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you know my service which I have done for you. And Laban said to him, please stay, I have found favor in your eyes, for I have learned by experience that the Lord has blessed me for your sake. Then he said, name me your wages, and I will give it. I'm gonna take a break because for some reason my mouth just, I don't know how to explain it. But I'm gonna take a small break real quick. Oh, that's okay. Have an amazing day. I'm just gonna quickly take a small break because I think I need one. You're welcome. And we are about to go on to page 15, so I don't think you'll miss much, Zoe. Anyways, how was your paper? I don't know. I'll go to wait a second. Oh yeah, if you hear someone in the background or noises or anything, ignore it. It's my siblings and yeah, they're chaotic. While we wait though, I'm just gonna fix my hair a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit more better. Like my mouth just went up and down for some reason, or something like that. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but I think I just need a small break from eating. So time for a little bit of awkward silence. Whenever it gets to 29 minutes, I'll stop the break. Okay. I'm sorry for that awkward silence. Anyways, we got one more page, which is quite a lot, but it is a-okay because this time I'm actually more faster than usual of reading, I think, because I think I'm getting pretty much pretty fast. Well, I think I'm getting faster at reading. I don't know how I was trying to word that. Anyways, I will continue since you all have gotten on here to read the pages of the Bible with me. Anyways, so Jacob said to him, you know how I have served you, and your livestock has been with me, for what you have had before I came was little, and it has increased to a great amount. The Lord has blessed you since my coming, and now when I shall also provide for my own house. So he said, what shall I give you? And Jacob said, You shall not give me anything. If you will do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep your flocks. Let me pass through all your flocks today, removing from there also, all the speckled and spotted sheep, and all the brown ones among the lambs, and the spotted and speckled among the goats. And these shall be my wages. So the righteousness will answer for me and to come when the subject of my wages comes before you. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and brown among the lambs will be considered stolen if it is with me. I'm gonna quickly change my position in the camera position. It's getting a little bit more because, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna try to not read fast because I think that was the reason why my mouth did that. And Laban said, "Oh, that it were according to your word." So he removed that day the male goats that were speckled and spotted. All the female goats that were speckled and spotted. Every one that had some white in it. All the brown ones among the lambs, and gave them into the hand of his sons. Then he put 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob. And Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. Now Jacob took for himself rods of green poplar and the almond and chestnut trees, peeled white strips in them, and exposed the white which was in the rods, and the rods which he had peeled he set before the flocks in gutters. In the watering troughs, I don't know how to pronounce it, where the flocks came to drink, so they were, so that they should conceive when they came to drink. So the flocks conceived before the rods, and the flocks brought forth streaked, speckled, and spotted. Then Jacob separated the lambs and made the flocks towards the streaked, and all the brown in the flocks of Laban. I'm sorry if that sounded like a lemon or something like that. But he put his own flocks by themselves and did not put them with Laban's flocks. And it came to pass whenever the stronger livestock conceived, that Jacob placed the rods before the eyes of the rods. But when Jacob were feeble, he did not put them in. So the feeble were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. Thus the man became exceedingly prosperous, and had a large flocks, female and male servants, and camels and donkeys. I am gonna get some water. I think I have to get a new bottle of water soon. I'll probably have a new one in the next vlog or something. Or I'll probably have a second one just in case I run out while I'm reading. Anyways, we are where it says 31 and Jacob flees from Laban. We are right here and we got that side to read too. So we are almost done. Anyways, now Jacob heard the word of Laban's son, saying, Jacob has taken away all that was our father's, and from what was our father's he has acquired all this wealth. And Jacob saw the countenance of Laban, and indeed it was not favorable towards him as before. Then the Lord said to him, Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your family, and I will be with you. So Jacob called Rachel and Leah to the field to his flocks, and said to them, I see your father's countenance, I think, that is not favorable towards me. as before, but the God of my father has been with me, and you know that with all my might I have served your father, yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God did not allow him to hurt me. If he said thus, the speckled shall be your wages, then all the flocks bore speckled. And if he said thus, the streaked shall be your wages, then all the flocks bore streaked. So God has taken away the livestock of your father and given them to me. Anyways, we're almost done with the first half. And it happened at the same time when the flocks conceived that I lifted my eyes and saw a dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon flocks were streaked, speckled, and gray spotted. Then the angel of God spoke to me in a dream, saying, Jacob, and I said, Here I am. And he said, Lift your eyes now and see all the rams which leap on the flocks are streaked, speckled, and gray spotted, for I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where I anointed, I think, the pillar, and where you made a vow to me. Now rise, get out of this land, and return to the land of your family. Then Rachel and Leah answered to him, Is there still any portion of or inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not considered strangers by him? For he has sold us and also completely consumed our money, for all these riches which God has taken from our fathers are from our father are really ours and our children's. Now then, whatever God said to you, do it. Why my nose a little stuffy? Anyways, we are on the next half. I'm gonna get some more. I'm probably just gonna drink the rest of it, since I'll probably need another one next vlog. Anyways, let's continue. I hope my voice do not go weird. I hope my mouth doesn't do that one thing that it did a little bit ago. Anyways. Then Jacob rose and set his sons and his wives on camels, and he carried away all his livestock and all his possessions which he had gained in acquired livestock, which he had gained in Padan Aram, to go to his father Isaac in the land of Canaan. Now Laban had gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the household idols that were her father's, and Jacob stole away unknown to Laban and Sarai, in that he did not tell him and intended to flee, so he fled with all that he had. He arose and crossed the river and headed toward the mountain of Gilead. Laban pursues Jacob. Whew, that's a lot. But it is okay, because I just hope that my words on the mouth don't feel weird while doing this. Anyways, if my mouth do feel weird, then I will pause for a second. So that's why I've been pausing while reading and just staring at the book or the Bible. And Laban was told on the third day that Jacob had fled, and he took his brethren with him and pursued him for 7 days' journey and overtook him in the mountains of Gilead. But God had come to Laban and Sarai in a dream by night and said to him, Be careful that you speak to Jacob, neither good nor bad. So Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in mountains, and Laban with his brethren pitched. Hi! Welcome to the live. If you don't know, I am reading the Bible pages 13 to 15, and I am on 15 right now. In the mountains of Gilead, and Laban said to Jacob, What have you done? that you have stolen away unknown to me and carried away my daughters like captives taken with the sword. Why did you flee away secretly and steal away from me, and did not tell me, for I might have seen you away with joy and songs, with timbrel and harp. Oh, and if you hear like people like my parents in the back talking about packing and stuff, we're actually gonna be going on a school trip soon.
Mom on cheer season doing. Wait, are you making a video?
Oh, I'm on a live right now.
Oh, I was watching some of your videos.
Oh, can you tell Mom that I'm almost done with this page and I'll be in a minute?
Oh, Mom, she'll be done in a minute. She's doing it live.
It's okay, don't worry.
Oh my God, did you make this?
Uh-huh.
That's
Close the door behind you.
the
Sorry about that. I did not know that that was gonna happen. Anyways, sorry for the disturbance. I am actually almost done with this page. And you did not allow me to kiss my sons and my daughters. Now you have done foolishly in so doing. It is my power to do you harm, but the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, "Be careful that your father spoke to me last night." Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got confused and I was about to read a whole entire line that I've already read. Be careful of that you speak to Jacob, neither good nor bad. I'm glad you love them. They are actually nice though. Though they can like my siblings, like sometimes they want to cut their throats off, like each other's throats off, like they argue because siblings normally does that, but they love each other still. They are very chaotic at the same time. But anyways, and now you have surely gone because you greatly long for your father's house, but why did you steal my gods? Then Jacob answered and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for I said, perhaps you would take your daughters from me by force. With whomever you find your gods, do not let him live in the presence of our brethren. Identify what I have of yours and take it with you. For Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. And Laban went to Jacob's tent, into Leah's tent, and into the maid's tents. But he did not find them. Then he went out of Leah's tent and entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken household idols, put them in the camel's saddle, and sat on them. And Laban searched all about the tent, but did not find them. And he said to her father, let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise before you, for the manner of woman is with me. And he searched, but did not find the household idols. Then Jacob was angry that rebuked Laban was, and Jacob answered and said to Laban, what is my trespassing? What is my sin that you have so hotly pursued me? Although you have searched all my things, what part of your household things have you found? Set it here before my brethren and your brethren, and they may judge between us both. These 20 years I have been with you. My sister just walked in and was like, oops. Your ewes and your female goats have not miscarried their young, and I have not eaten the rams of your flock. That which was torn by beast I did not bring to you. I bore the loss of it. You required it from my hand, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. There I was. I'm glad you are liking the law so far. There I was in the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from my eyes. Thus I have been in your house 20 years. I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 years for your flock, and you have changed my wages 10 times, unless the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me. Surely you would have sent me away empty-handed. God has seen my affliction and labor of my hands, and rebuked you last night. Laban's covenant, I think it is, with Jacob.
Jazz.
And 1 second, I'm almost done with this page, Aiden. And Laban answered and said to Jacob, these daughters of my daughters, and these children are my children, and this flock is my flock. All that you see is mine, but what can I do this day to see my daughters, or to their children whom they have borne? Therefore come, let us make a covenant, you and I, let it be witness between you and me. So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a pillar. Then Jacob said to his brethren, gather stones. And they took stones and made a heap, and they ate on the heap. Anyways, that is the last page for today. And next time we'll be reading pages 16 to 17. So that was the last page of this, well, for today. And I hope you all have an amazing day, but that is the end of this log, unless you all have any questions. So, any questions yet? And what do you need, Aiden?
I was gonna ask you, like, how do you put that little skinny line in the O?
What?
I'm confused.
Huh? What do you mean?
Like, get on your channel.
Oh, I know what you mean now. Oh, you're welcome. Anyways, goodbye. Have an amazing day or night. And I will start another live tomorrow. I don't know what time at though, because of school and stuff like that. But I should be posting tomorrow stuff. Anyways, goodbye.